welcome to a special edition of Occupy Pro Wrestling Live, where we're here to talk about WWE Clash of Champions. That's right, champions have clashed, and we're here to talk about it. I'm Alex Smiley. You can find me on Twitch at Alex Smiley Plays, as always. I'm joined by my pals and compatriots to discuss this clashing of the champions, as it were. First and foremost, our pal Chris, aka T-Bone. AKA T-Bone is live, and what the heck is going on over here?
I signed with Retribution. We signed contracts.
Oh, right. Right. Okay. Jeez, I can't get over it. Oh!
I know, right?
I want to touch on, well, we'll touch on that in a minute. Because, of course, they're so exclusive to Raw, they're not even showing them for pay-per-views. I'm also joined at this time. We are joined at this time by my pal James, aka JJ Titan Dog 70 on the Twitch. How are you doing?
Yeah, the Clash of Champions, the champions have clashed, and no one screen released the Kraken, so we're good.
Can we just do that? Go through there?
Excellent. All right.
All right, yeah. We're doing a thing. That's what we're doing. Woo. I don't know.
All right.
I'm still feeling good.
Yeah. We'll get to our final. Yeah, we'll get to our final overall. But yeah, we started with the pre-show, and I believe Alex.
Going straight into it.
Oh no, that's fair. I was trying to figure out how we were transitioning into actually talking about this show.
That's what we're
doing.
Right.
Good.
Doing it.
Yeah.
Alex. Well, I will admit, Alex, you're probably the only one that you said you're the only one that watched.
Oh yeah. Let's.
I watched the pre-show.
I heard you watching about half the pre-show.
You were
of when you were live earlier, but that's okay.
Yeah, I thought you were streaming. Yeah, you were streaming.
I had Alex watching the pre-show for me and relaying the information in the chat.
That's
right. The fact that we had three of the ladies that were supposed to compete tonight were not medically cleared. That could be for a variety of reasons. We won't get into the reasons why, because anything beyond anything beyond just saying that they weren't medically cleared is clearly just speculation. That's all I want to say about it. But we had
anything beyond Thunderdome doesn't exist.
We had Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, and Nikki Cross were not medically. They weren't medically cleared to compete tonight. So that apparently scrapped the women's tag title match entirely, which is understandable, because this was a night that was all title matches.
I feel bad. I feel bad for Riot Squad, though. I mean that went from not having a spot on the show to not be on the show at all, and that's kind of sucky. But it is.
I reckon it'll happen either on Raw or. Not this coming Raw. I mean, like a Raw or a pay-per-view as soon as.
Yeah, they'll blow it off.
Hell in the Cell.
Happen soon.
Hell in the Cell.
It just didn't happen tonight. And then we'll get into what happened with the SmackDown Women's Championship later. But obviously Nikki Cross wasn't cleared to compete. So with that, we had precisely one match for the pre-show, and it was a match. It was actually pretty decent. For like. I don't.
It's a pre-show. It gets like 8 minutes, and then
8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes out of an hour of a pre-show, but that's to be expected.
At least they're normal. At least the pre-show folks are normally used to wrestling in an empty arena, so.
Yeah, well, but you have Cesaro and Nakamura in there, and they can work, and then you have Linda Dorado and
Lindsay Dorado and Graham Leak.
Who's the other one?
Inside.
Graham Leak. They can work too, so it's not like it's going to be a bad match and everything.
WWE doesn't really have bad matches.
You wish
anymore.
They would have more time.
It's lackluster storytelling. That's the only thing we ever really.
Yeah.
Which.
So,
sorry.
Which is fine. Like the matches are always good. I don't. Like we're going to talk about our matches tonight. I don't think there was a bad match on the card.
Not particularly.
No, not really. No.
And some of them were good.
Yeah.
But Alex, tell us who won.
The Lucha House Party won. That was fun.
Alex,
I'm sorry, I forgot. I spoiled this attempt to troll
You blew
my
the
co-host.
joke already.
You blew it.
Just tell us who
So yeah,
won.
Cesaro
Champion.
and
That's
yeah,
what happened.
Cesaro Nakamura
Yeah,
won.
champions
I
are
guess
changed.
the only thing I really want to add to this, on the topic of lackluster storytelling, I'm not sure. I guess I was half expecting for this big blow up of the Lucha House Party to happen tonight, but what we got instead was, I guess, because of Kalisto's issues with Lindsay, right? That's been the story the last few weeks.
I think
Because of that, he just didn't get
Yeah.
involved in any way, shape, or form, from what I understand. Like that was the extent to which that
I
played
think they didn't
into,
want to do the breakup on the
which is
pre-show.
fine.
If they're gonna do that, they want to do it probably on SmackDown.
Yeah, so we'll probably see that
If they're
happen
gonna
on
do
SmackDown.
If this was on, if this was on the main card, then maybe they would have gone with that route. But I think because they moved them to the pre-shows, like this, we'll just have you indifferent or not. Have you being different and everything. And when we'll do it on SmackDown, which will be more
For
effect.
sure.
Honestly,
Right.
get more
For
people
sure.
for that.
So yeah, it was a good match.
I like
It was
to see it.
definitely.
I
Yeah.
like to see Kalisto go heel. Be honest with you, I've seen he's been working like a madman in the weight room. There's been an Instagram picture of him. He looks fantastic in shape. So I think they're going to a heel run. He
James's
might
guide to
remask
being a
heel.
heel, get in shape.
Well, I mean.
Yeah, well, you got.
Big
If you're gonna
muscles.
be a heel, if you're gonna be a heel, you gotta
be
look
a heel.
good.
You can't be flabby. You got to be big muscles.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Someone tell that to Kevin Owens.
So yeah.
But that's
So the
issue.
pre-show pretty much.
That's cool. Shots cross the back.
Oh yeah, so yeah, the pre-show pretty much happened. That's I mean, aside honestly, the quote unquote highlights of the pre-show. I mean, because what is the pre-show usually? Video packages, people talking about matches, and then like one match, maybe two if you're lucky.
R-Truth.
Some shenanigans with R-Truth.
We know what the pre-show is.
So
this
is what.
What a statement! It is
what it is. Yeah, this pre-show was pretty much on par with any other pre-show, and I feel like I spent more time talking about it than I really needed to, and that's okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to which is Chris's favorite match of the night. You already said it. The three-way ladder match for the Intercontinental title. Well, before
introduce it.
It's the three-way ladder match between Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, and the Champion Party.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Jeff Hardy's specialty. And I thought it was a match. Jeff Hardy literally tried to kill himself again, like he always does in every ladder match. So that was going to happen. Sami was getting towed up. Look, you see his back.
Oh my gosh, he was so bruised up.
And he was bruised up.
There was a spot early on where he was thrown into a ladder and he just bounced off it 3 times.
He bounced it like
I know it was like the most springy ladder I've ever seen. He just went bounce, 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 and then fell off.
I gotta say, some of these spots were.
You kind of did that look too. He looked at like AJ like
something else.
I can't believe that happened.
I know AJ's like, what the heck just happened there?
And hey,
it was actually really funny because they kept breaking all the properly sized ladders. There was a point where AJ grabbed a ladder that was clearly too short to reach the titles because all of the ones they're supposed to use broke.
Yeah.
Like eventually for the finish, I think AJ actually went up to the ramp to go get a properly sized ladder.
Yeah,
all the ones at ringside, they all broke.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was brutal too. Who was it? AJ that threw that little ladder in his face?
He threw the little ladder at him. That was funny.
He tucked that little ladder at his face like a spear. I was like, what the hell? And he hit him right in the head. And I was like, what?
Hey, the real Rob Lowe, by the way. Thanks for hanging out.
Heck yeah. Welcome on here.
Oh yeah.
Champions. I don't know if this was match of the night for me or if the main event was, but it was a pretty great way to open the show. And I thought Sami Zayn is ingenious.
Oh yeah.
Ingenious.
I see.
The mastermind.
You want to talk about WWE handcuffs for a moment? They're like chains.
Right? I'm like, wait a minute.
Yes. Wait, I thought
they're supposed to do this, and they're
Well,
handcuffs.
I feel like
I didn't notice.
there's somewhere
Did you notice?
Hey, they're kind of on that weird. They're on the borderline between being regular handcuffs and being shackles. Like shackles are just slightly different, but yet because of that chain, they're close to that. But yeah, I was gonna say let's talk about some of those spots. Like, hey, how do you stop?
Did you notice on the cuffs? It looked like Sami, whose wrists are so small, it looked like he could have flipped his hand.
Right. It's like, hey.
Oh yeah, brilliant
that's the
story.
Thing, though. It's like
brilliant, great match.
Like, how do you stop Jeff Hardy? Or oh my gosh, how do you stop Jeff Hardy?
Oh,
Jeff Hardy.
I did not even mean to do that.
Ooh.
Okay, how do you stop Jeff Hardy from getting the titles or from getting the title? You handcuff him by the ear.
Yeah.
To the freaking ladder. That's how you do
it.
Oh my god.
Who thought of that? Who thought of that? Handcuffed him by the ear. I was thinking I thought Jeff was gonna do.
Jeff's gonna lose his ear. He's gonna
get out of there. He's gonna actually rip his earlobe. Yeah, I thought he was gonna rip his earlobe. That's what I thought he was gonna do. I thought he was gonna rip his earlobe to try to get up there. I was like, he's gonna rip off his ear to get to it. He's gonna be bleeding all over. He's like, I'm paying for the time. I thought he was gonna do that. I was like, who thought of that? Jeff probably thought of that. I bet you he's probably the one. Well, we're gonna handcuff my ear and everything. What? Yeah, do that. Do that. It'll look cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he had to he had to cooperate.
And then freaking.
So it was.
And then to make things even between that and then actually, he trying to handcuff AJ Styles, that didn't work. Like trying to handcuff him to that. I should say trying to handcuff him to the ladder didn't work because then he got.
To the ropes.
Oh yeah, to the ropes.
He was trying to handcuff to the rope.
Then he handcuffed himself. That was great.
To himself.
And then he found the key at the very end. I love that. It's like, see.
Oh no, he has the key.
The key was in his mouth. I know it was in his pocket. Right, it was in his mouth.
The point was it was on his person, as it were.
Yeah.
And the whole point of that is that he got the key.
And I was thinking, oh gosh, Jeff Hardy's going to win this now because he handcuffs himself to AJ Styles. Jeff Hardy's going to drag the ladder up.
Yeah, I thought Jeff was going to drag the ladder up.
Because I did not expect the handcuff key thing. Like they never used.
Yeah,
key,
literally, carrying that ladder with him just so he could get back into the ring. Like, oh my gosh.
Or maybe he was going to stack it. He was going to climb the short ladder with.
So this basically was a spot fest in more than one way, if you think about it. Because you had the physical spots, you had some of the flippy spots, and then you had some of these weird spots like the handcuff stuff. I thought it was great.
But yeah, I thought it's great because normally with handcuffs, when they do handcuffs and everything, the guy never has the handcuff key. The refs have the handcuff key at the end. A ref will come in, which they did at the very end of the match. A ref did. But I thought it was brilliant. Standard ref gear. But I thought it was brilliant. It was brilliant. Showed off that you hate Sami for being, he's the chicken shit. He's like, he doesn't run in the fight. He runs away. But he outsmarts you. He goes the different way, and you hate him for it because. Damn it, he got over and he got the win because he outsmarted him. Yeah. And I thought AJ, the smart one, when he handcuffs AJ to the ladder, I thought all AJ had to do was jump down and pull the ladder. And Sami would have went with it. That was my thought. I was like, go down and take the ladder as hard as you can. He falls too. That's what I thought. But
there was a lot of great spots.
I like that we were able to get into all this without even addressing the most important thing, which was that my man, Sami Zayn, reclaim what he never lost.
Yeah.
And he's your Intercontinental Champion.
He's your double Intercontinental Champion.
Double Intercontinental Champion. And he had to look at the belt like, which belt was it? Oh, it's this belt. He needs to. He needs to walk around with the belt. Because he's looking at... he was looking at the belt. He goes,
well, since it's such a big deal to have two belts in the company right now, why not,
Might as well. No, it would be annoying if he walked around with both belts.
Plus, he was basically calling Jeff's belt the fake one, so I think it's more likely that...
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll just get rid of the other belt. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, they'll just do that. They should do that. But
all right.
Great match. I thought it was fantastic. The next match, I'm trying to remember now. Okay, who's the next match?
You're going to narrate.
No. Like I said, I'm trying to remember. The next match was the. Tell me, what's the Raw's women's
The Raw
women's championship match, right?
Or the Raw
Women's
Yeah.
Championship.
The Raw.
Vega,
Raw.
Zelina Vega
Yeah.
looking
Raw,
like a
yeah.
snack coming down, and she looked great. And
Mhm.
Asuka always looks great, as you know. So it was a short, sweet, good match. I mean, it didn't need to be anything long. We know Zelina is actually a decent. She can work and everything. We just haven't seen her. They just don't. They've been using her as a manager, I think, because of what's happening with the women's division so thin on both rosters. They probably have shifted her to full time. It looks like it. And I thought her and Asuka put in a quick, dirty, quick match that was had some good spots. I love the ending spot where she's doing the roll up and everything, and they told a good story. And I like the way she countered it and just flipped her back into the Asuka lock.
Yeah.
So I thought it was well done. And then the ending was she got her heat back at the end, where she's like, Asuka was trying to show you some respect. You put a good fight for me. I didn't expect you to know. And then she kicks her and beats her up and then walks out. So that's what you're supposed to do as a heel. If you're
I thought it was, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought it was well done.
A good match, but I think I loved the finish the most out of that, just because of the the quickness of it, of like, here's a near fall, and then here's Asuka getting in the Asuka lock to force the submission. I thought that was pretty cool because
it was smooth. Yeah. They were smooth, very smooth.
For me, the whole match was a waste of time because Zelina Vega's never won a match in her WWE career. But
you knew where they were going with.
Yeah,
I think
that's what bothered me. Like, I actually probably would have been more hyped if it was Mickie James, because then there's some intrigue. Like, oh, will she win her title one last time? Whereas with Zelina, the outcome was never in doubt.
Which is kind of the theme of the night, to be fair.
Surprised they didn't call it audible.
It is the theme of the night, but I mean, at least with some of the other matches, there's credentials, right? Randy Orton is a credible champion.
Well,
Jey Uso not so much. Like, Angel Garza and Andrade are credible. Apollo Crews is credible to some extent. Zelina Vega has no credibility.
Right. I mean, I do see your point, Chris, just because, like you did point this out even on Thursday when we discussed it. Like, the fact is, Zelina's not had like hardly any singles matches.
I don't think she's had any, other than the one against.
Literally, this started like about a week. About a week basically after splitting off from Angel and Andrade.
Like, this is the same problem I had with Lashley for so long in NXT. She never won any matches, and then all of a sudden, here she's so big and awesome. Like, no, she's not. She's never won any matches.
Yeah,
but
that's okay.
it's different for her, because unlike the other people who we're pretty sure wouldn't win the titles, like Jey Uso is a 6-time tag team champion. Like, he has winning credentials. Even if the result was not in doubt. Right. You could suspend disbelief when he gets a near fall and be like, okay, well, maybe he can win this. Where for me, it was not possible for me to suspend the disbelief to think that Zelina Vega could even win the match, and that's important to me as a wrestling fan. I don't care if I predict, all the matches correctly or not. Like, if I do, so what? But I mean, in the middle of the match and in the story, I want to believe that any outcome is possible, even if I know better. Like, I need to be able to suspend that disbelief, and I can't do that with Zelina Vega because she's literally not won any matches ever.
That's fair.
The same problem that Lana had when she was on, like, her title tear. Same problem Candice LeRae had. It's like, or Eva Marie, she had the same problem. Like, it's only with the women too. Well, I guess Jinder Mahal did it that one time too, but
gosh.
But I know. No, I see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah.
But I think they were using this as a way to kind of springboard her way toward building some.
Not really.
What they need to do now is, if you want to go for that now, she needs to go on a winning streak now. She needs to go beat.
Right, she should have went on a winning streak before now. Like,
I know that.
Matches. Let her beat up, Fox. Apparently, Alicia Fox.
I don't think Alicia Fox is.
She's on the WWE Battleground roster, which is hilarious to me because she's been released for like a year and a half.
I will say this.
I
will say this, that I liked. I think one of the things I liked about the match, just on its own, was that it did showcase what Zelina was capable of, because we don't see that very often.
Oh,
But as
oh,
a
you know she
kind,
can.
as a sort of counterpoint to my own point, this is where I'm kind of in agreement with Chris about this, though, is that this should have been a Raw match. If I'm being completely honest, this should have been on Raw.
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
was,
It's not a.
do
Yeah,
a
it's not a
match.
pay per view match.
Honestly, it should have been
pay-per-view
someone
match.
different, and we can use. I mean, I have no problem with Zelina Vega. Like, if she had a couple of wins going into this,
Yeah.
it'd be something else. Because for me, it's just about being able to suspend the disbelief to enjoy the
If I
match.
wanted to, and I could really, if I wanted to nitpick it, I could nitpick it. If I really want to nitpick it,
Like, the match was
the
not
story
bad.
they
I'm not
told.
nitpicking the match itself.
No, no.
Like,
No. I mean, the story that they told, the story that they told is the flip of what would normally be. In other words, the story they told is if Asuka should have been the heel and Selena's the babyface, the young up-and-coming babyface. And normally the story would go, Asuka's taking her lightly because she's a young rookie, and then the rookie almost barely ekes it that wins, and then
Vega's
like that.
What, a 15-year industry
Yeah.
veteran at this point?
Yeah, she's a veteran. No, but that's the normal story. I mean, she's a
No, I
veteran,
get
but
you. I
in the
But it's
sand
not
of the
the
E.
story we had. It's not the story we could have
Yeah.
had. So,
Yeah.
All right.
But
You want to do the next
overall,
match?
it was Apollo Crews versus Bobby Lashley, I believe, for the U.S. title.
Yeah.
Not quite, but we'll go
No.
there anyway.
We'll
The
go
Raw
there?
tag
No.
titles.
No,
Yeah,
I thought
no,
was
next-
that was after.
Next.
No, Apollo Crews versus
Either way, let's
Bobby
go.
Lashley.
Let's talk about that one then. That's fine.
That
Yeah, well, your secret leader of Retribution.
Yeah.
Chris is gonna go there until the day he dies on that one. But
baby.
I thought I liked it. I do like Cruz's promo at the beginning. I thought it was well done. He's finally showing some sense of personality and everything, and that was a great match. I know he was. Both of them are big, powerful guys. Both of them can work. Nothing wrong with the match. I thought it was a great match, and Bobby Lashley wins, which we expected. I thought, and here's the thing though, and Alex is going to touch on it. He talked about earlier. I expected Retribution to. I expected Ashley Cruz to win because that's why Retribution was going to come in and mess with the Hurt Business.
I was just hoping the Retribution would show up. But like I said at the top of the show, apparently they're so exclusive to Raw that they're not even doing pay-per-views.
Yeah, I know. And this match kind of illustrates what I just made with the last match. Like, even though we knew that the outcome was not in doubt, Apollo Crews is sort of credible now. So when he does a near fall, when he does the toss powerbomb thing or whatever he did, I don't think
that was actually I like that sequence. He picked him up.
See, you could suspend your disbelief for a moment or two and think, oh, Apollo Crews could actually pull this off. Maybe he'll get a quick win here.
He did a standing shooting star. And he can do the standing moonsault and the standing shooting star.
Right, and that's one of his sequences. He does
of that size.
He does a power bomb, and then he does a shooting star, and then he does a moonsault, and then he goes to the pin. Like that's a good sequence that he does, and that's a incredible sequence because he's sort of won matches with that, as the U.S. champion. So
So, but I thought, like you said, I thought the Hurt Business, I thought Retribution, I thought they were going to continue that with this. And it would be great time.
We're exclusive
to Raw, to the point of not being on pay-per-view. I do want to give a quick shout out to a couple of my friends from a Discord that I'm in, because they both pointed this out about Bobby Lashley, and I still think I thought it was funny enough to share with y'all. Bobby, quick history lesson for you guys. Bobby Lashley was the guy that was like the first one to break out of that full Nelson lock back when Chris Masters used it as his finish, and now he uses it as his finish.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't think the two are actually connected, but that funny little, like, just the thought of that being connected is pretty funny to me.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
The Master Lock. I remember that. There was a way to building Lashley up then, as he was a white babyface at the time. So, but it seems like a missed opportunity. But then again, I'm not really that upset because all these matches had really an ending to it now, so we didn't have any screwy run-ins or something like that.
I mean, usually our
All of them
pay-per-view
pretty
matches
much
have
have
definitive
endings.
endings
For the
for the
most
most
Usually.
part.
But
Sometimes
I
they do
mean,
the whole, we're going to resolve this in next pay-per-view, but
Yeah.
yeah.
most of the
But
time
I
they
thought
don't.
it was
It's Raw and
so
SmackDown where
I
the
thought it was a
trouble
missed
I mean,
happens.
Clash of Champions is always the throwaway pay-per-view anyway. Like,
Yeah.
it's
But I thought
there
it was
to
a
be
missed
there.
opportunity
It's there to be,
to-
all championships will be defended, except the one that
Well,
wasn't.
see,
but
Yeah.
I'm just glad that they pushed the gold. I was thinking about this as the show started, and I love
Gold
the
Rush.
fact that they actually pushed the fact that every match was a title match. I don't know why. There was something about that
Mhm.
that was just great because, in theory, you could have.
Yeah, there's a
Because
lot of
I
titles.
think there have been pay-per-views in the past where every title was on the line anyways, and it kind of devalued that.
of Champions.
Well, aside from Night of Champions, that's the thing, and that kind of devalued that tagline. But if you point out that every match on this show was a title match, then yeah. But yeah, so anyways, yeah.
But then again,
Phrasing.
there's a lot of titles too.
Yeah.
So then we had then we have the segment back. Our Truth loses Drew
Oh, yeah.
Gulak. He was
Yeah.
the
Oh yeah, we
49er.
had two
And he-
24/7 championship title matches.
And see, I had
Technically.
forgotten about.
But I do
Little
like. I
Jimmy,
thought it was funny
little
though.
Jimmy brought
He
our
brought
truth to
Little
the
Jimmy
referees.
Little
And then-
Jimmy's
Hey,
turning on our Truth. Little Jimmy's secretly trying
Hey,
to get our Truth.
I just need to. I just want to take a
lose
second and appreciate the sort of return of Little Jimmy, because that was not something
Yeah, I like you brought
I
Little
would have
Jimmy
ever
back.
seen coming, even with our Truth being the way that he is now. I didn't see Little Jimmy making a
Well,
return, especially on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Well, I think our Truth has basically gone insane. So we just have to think that our Truth has just lost his mind,
He's very
and we just have to accept that
he's
now because
very,
he's a
he's
lovable
very
guy.
much the Crash Holly of this 24/7 division.
Well,
In the sense of
no Crash.
well,
no
in the
Crash,
sense of
at least
doing,
Crash was at least
in the
trying
sense
to
of literally doing anything he can to try to hold on to the title.
Yeah. For our Truth, he comes off as basically he's pretty much lost his mind.
Oh, yeah.
But this belt is.
He's lost
It's
his
the
mind
best
years
thing for him.
Yeah.
He's lost his mind years ago now. But the
We
little
did-
Jimmy thing goes into the ref lounge.
Yeah.
He's back there talking to then who's the reporter name? Braxton.
I think so, yeah.
Braxton. So, no.
Caleb Braxton.
She's basically everywhere now. She's
Well,
like
yeah, when
teleports
they-
everywhere.
When they
She's like,
start
"R-Truth,
releasing
R-Truth."
everybody else, they have
She likes
to
to teleport now.
ever be everywhere.
Yeah, she's
I don't think
she's
they don't
teleporting
really have anyone
Yeah.
else anymore.
Yeah.
Is Dasha
Pretty
still there?
much.
No,
So,
she's
our
on,
Truth-
she's on AEW now.
no, Dasha's
Yeah.
in AEW. She's in AEW, man.
No, I don't know.
No, there's the one girl on SmackDown. There's a new girl on
Like
SmackDown.
Rome.
There's
Yeah,
a new
yeah,
girl
no,
on
no, yeah, for
SmackDown.
sure.
Yeah. But then Gulak's doing his lunges. I think that's how he walks now. Just lunges. He lunges everywhere. So he just
He
lunges.
said he was
I'm
going to
doing
do
my
some
lunges.
match he wasn't having.
Yeah, he does his lunges. That's just how that's how he walks. So he just walks in the back doing his lunge.
Well, no,
So
he
he
explained that. He
pins
said he
him.
was getting ready for a match
And
he wasn't
then-
having tonight.
Yeah.
That
So,
But see, that's because Drew.
It's like, I'm not
So
having
I
a
thought
match
it was-
tonight, so I
Hey,
just want to
that's
get ready.
but see, that just proves that
yeah.
Drew Gulak knows. Okay, from all his time on the
he's always
indies,
ready.
he's always ready to be randomly booked. He understands.
Yeah.
Like
He
you just
knows.
show up, you
And
show
then
up
they
to
have
the
a-
show and be ready in case something happens.
You
That's
never
just
know.
how it goes.
And then we'll go into the later segment, the second match where Gulak is talking to Braxton again, and he does give the shout out. I give the shout out to my former partner Akira Torasawa, who was eaten by a shark last
geez.
week.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. You know what the worst part is?
I was like,
The worst thing, the thing about that though, is that I missed that segment. Or yeah, I missed whatever that
yes, I
was.
did see
So
that.
when he was talking about Carrie being eaten by a shark, like, what the heck are they doing with this division?
Yeah, last week, he got eaten.
R-Truth
he had
went to
beat
hide on the
R-Truth
beach, and then
and hide on
That's
the beach.
beautiful.
And
Kurosawa got eaten
Carl
by a shark.
found him, and he beat him and took the belt. And then the shark came up and ate the Ninja Torasawa, and the shark spit out the 24/7
Oh my
belt.
gosh.
And he came back to the beach and we found a piece of the
Oh my
Ninja Claw
gosh.
and the belt. And R-Truth was like, because we thought the shark was going to be the new 24/7 champion at the time.
Well,
So you would have to go into
now see,
the water and
my
pin the shark or
headcanon
something.
says that the shark did become champion, but realized that because it would have to defend on land, it immediately
Yeah,
abdicated
threw
the
it out.
belt. You know
he
how it
gave it
goes.
up. It would have been funny if they'd done Shark
Oh
Boy.
gosh. Don't tempt. Don't tease me
Shark
like
Boy
that, James.
had come up.
We haven't. We
I
have.
know,
We
I
haven't.
know,
We
you
haven't.
know
We
that.
haven't. We
Shark
already.
Boy is
We haven't.
Alex's
We
favorite.
have
Yeah.
enough former TNA stars in WWE right now without having
Yeah, that
Shark
was-
Boy.
Yeah,
Don't give me.
for full
Don't,
disclosure,
don't do it,
everyone
James.
watching.
Don't give me hope.
Shark Boy is one of Alex's.
Shell, yeah.
Shark Boy is one of
Oh,
Alex's
my
favorite
word.
wrestlers of all time. So
Well,
I'm messing with
time
him
to
right
start
there.
a petition on,
for that, but
online.
bring
Shark
Shark
Boy to.
Boy, Shark Boy, and Shark Girl.
Change.org. Signed Shark Boy.
Nice Shark Boy. All right, so we go that. The next match after this was Street Profits versus Angel Garza, and great. I thought it was. I actually liked. Now that they seem to have a bigger, I kind of liked Angel Garza and Andrade. They were working. They looked real well together. They worked well.
They're gonna win.
The ending was, like I said, was aborted. We found out
Yeah,
later
so what had happened,
that
we
Garza
didn't
was
catch it
legit hurt.
live. I
Yeah.
actually caught it
Yeah.
afterwards. Is that they threw up the X for Angel Garza because he hurt his leg or his groin or something like that. And so the referee went and counted a quick pin for the Street Profits to end the match.
Right.
That's why Andrade
Mhm.
kicked out. That's why Andrade looked at the ref and like, why the heck did you call all three count the 3 count?
Mhm.
You know, like we're supposed to
Yeah.
win the match. While the Street Profits
Yeah,
were like,
that's
oh,
what I
wow,
think was gonna
we
happen.
messed up. Everyone's looking around like we messed up. That's because Garza
Now,
ended up
I
hurting
think that's-
himself.
I think the Profits actually sold it real well. Our Profits actually went up with it real well. I think they rolled.
Yeah.
Quick because you didn't really. Honest with you, I didn't know. I thought it was a spot or basically
Yeah, we
they
thought it
have
was a
Garza
botch
and them
finish
having
because
out.
Andrade literally kicked out at the count of 1.
No, 2.
He
It
kicked
was
out
close.
about.
It was
He
close.
kicked
I
out
mean,
about
I thought it was-
halfway between.
I thought it was-
And what's his name? Angelo Dawkins was like, "Yep, 2."
Yeah.
And then the ref calls to the bell.
Yeah,
He's like, "Huh?"
he looked like
Yeah.
he gave that look of disappointment that you usually have when someone kicks out at 2, and then like
Yeah.
like you hear the
bell
bell ring
rings.
and the music plays, like everyone's confused. So realizing that someone was injured and that's the reason for the call, I
Yeah.
mentioned before we went on air that I had a small critique about it, but when you pointed out that it was because like the
Yeah.
reason why Andrade kicked out was because he obviously didn't know about the
Yeah.
injury and the call.
No one, but
Right,
no
the
one knew.
ref
The
was-
ref,
No,
the
no
ref
one knows
was
Right,
because
like,
so-
you know that's a
Yeah,
that was,
realizing that
you
only
know.
the ref knew about the call to make, I have no
Well,
no further critique with how the finish went. It
the
was what
announcers
it was.
did it too. You know, the announcers did too because they
no, they didn't.
rolled
They
right
kept
into it
asking,
pretty
"Wait,
fast.
didn't he kick out?" Yes, he kicked out. Oh, there's gonna be some controversy.
And I will
Yeah,
say,
someone
will
got
say I'm-
was
I'm-
Cole's ear telling them.
yeah, I
telling
will
them
say I'm
controversy.
interested to see
I get it.
how
I
they
bet you.
might play that into anything going on, if at all.
Oh,
As long as
easy.
Garza ends up being healthy, they'll probably just do.
Yeah.
Oh
it.
yeah, well yeah, no, it'll definitely
Yeah, they
come
do
to
a
a
rematch.
It's
They
out.
do a
rematch.
rematch.
Like if he like
They have an
if
out.
he like tore his ACL or something, you know, then there's
Yeah.
a different story.
Then
And like I
they
said,
don't
this
do
is-
they don't say anything. But
Hopefully,
no,
he
they
just like
haven't.
got
Yeah.
clipped in the dick or
Right.
something, and he was like,
Right,
"Oh
right.
man,"
So
you know.
yeah, so that
But yeah, so basically, draws that they can go to the video and go, "Oh, hey, we have video. I kicked
Well,
out."
yeah,
the
they showed the
messed
replay
up.
very clearly, and they're
rematch
like, "Yeah,
tonight.
Andrade kicked out
Yeah.
very clearly."
Yeah.
They're
Ref
just
screwed
gonna have
up. Ref
legitimate.
yeah, and actually, no,
you
that's
know.
actually
Yeah,
a very
so-
good point. I think, like any injuries aside, once like you said, as long as like when Angel's definitely ready to go, they can do the rematch, and they can use the fact that the finish does look like it does as something
Yeah.
to build into the storyline. That's all I was That's all
Yeah,
I was
that's
thinking about too.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, it was quick thinking. It was quick thinking by. I think it's like I said. They told the ref and they said, "Just count to 3 now. Just
Yep.
play it."
Right, I mean, the
Thinking,
referees
and
are
it worked.
power to
Works in the
stop
span of.
That was pretty good. He didn't just stop the match for injury.
Yeah.
He just counted a pinfall instead.
Yeah,
we'll get
that's
the full
because
story.
like you said. I think, yeah, I'm probably getting
Like,
fools, but yeah, like it looked like Garza and them were supposed to win. They were actually supposed to win that.
Yeah, I
match,
think they were
and,
supposed to win.
That's probably.
And not just because I predicted
Yeah.
it, because of the way everyone kind of reacted, like, "Oh crap, we effed up."
Yeah.
You know, because you've seen that
Yeah.
in the past where like wrestlers accidentally finish
Uh-huh.
matches, and oh well, we're in so much trouble when we get backstage. So I think it was like
Yeah.
definitely unplanned, but you know,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Hopefully
But
Garza.
of course, I have to admit, Montez Ford, man, that guy.
Oh, he's a star.
He's
Dawkins told
a
that.
star. Dawkins is getting better. I like Dawkins.
Dawkins
I
has
think
grown on me
Dawkins
since
is going
NXT
to be a
days.
better
Like
heel,
I didn't
though,
really
when
enjoy
they
him,
break
but
up.
he's gotten so much better.
Yeah.
But he's still holding.
He's gotten better
Montez
too.
back.
Yeah,
Ford could
but
be
Montez,
sorry.
clearly out of those two, Montez is the one with the bigger
If
upside.
Montez puts some
He's gonna
muscle
be-
on, he could be a top heel.
No, I think that's gonna weigh him down. That man can fly. Good
Yeah, no, he's great.
Lord, that man can fly, man. And so I love that flip he did the flip he did over the ropes right into a drop kick was fantastic. And he got height, and then and even Dawkins with the drop kick. That was a beautiful drop kick for a man. He lost weight too. He's trimmed down too. So I thought it was aborted, but it was a decent match until that happened. That was a great match.
All right,
And we gotta go with that. The next one was I'm trying to rack my brain out. Not Bayley.
SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yeah, I was Bayley versus again. Nikki got the case of the beverage.
I did want.
No, Nikki was not medically
Yeah,
cleared.
Nikki wasn't medically cleared, and this was something I did want to.
To be fair, we're speculating. They didn't. No one released any details of why they weren't medically cleared. They could actually be injured. Like
Yeah.
So
it's likely. It's likely.
Yeah,
COVID,
Nikki got injured. Yeah, Nikki got injured. Nikki hasn't wrestled a match in what, 2 weeks?
No, she wrestled on
She
Friday.
got injured. Yeah, but
she wrestled against.
She was on Friday?
No, actually, no, she did not.
No, that was Alexa. Yeah,
she wrestled Lacey Evans a week before, so maybe she had like a nagging injury or something.
Okay, but yeah, so then Bayley does.
You know what? She actually didn't show up on the show Friday, did she? No, I think about it.
She didn't. No, she didn't.
So maybe she actually is like injured as opposed to sick. Or maybe she's quarantined. Who knows? Anyway.
She's quarantined. Anyways, Bayley. Bayley does a fantastic. I like the promo.
Mm-hmm.
Bayley's starting to grow on me. She's just fantastic heel work. I mean, she's great with just the heel work she's done. And then that my open challenge. Nobody. Okay, doors closed. Call me the winner. Like that. And then you hear Asuka. You're like, whoa, what? And I thought that was a good audible call right there. You know, call back to Asuka trying to be Asuka 2 belts, and there was a good quick match. I mean, and then Bayley does what a heel should do: cheat to keep her belt. Even if you lose, you still keep the belt. Fantastic. Yeah. I like that. You know, that's old school. That's an old school heel champion. Yeah, it's a good time filler. But it was
one of those things when Asuka came out. I'm like, okay, this is going to be something different. Because I was figuring, okay, well, Lacey Evans will come out because Nikki beat her, you know. So Lacey Evans will come out and lose the match real quick. But I was not expecting Asuka to come out.
Yeah, because then you had that thought. Then you had that thought maybe Asuka can win this. Maybe they'll set up. But then again, they probably weren't. I thought. But then you have.
But I mean, technically, Asuka won the match, so. You know.
Yeah, so Asuka didn't win, but not the belt. But like I said, that's an old school heel champion move. That's an old school heel champion move. Cheat, just disqualified, keep the belt. Fine, that works. Right. I like it. It fits. And then you have Sasha. She's back, and I love the way they did it. Don't announce. Don't play her music. She jumps over the railing and she smacks her like that, and she's still selling the injury. Yeah. She's actually. She has the neck brace, and she's selling the injury. Her trying to attack her is hurting herself. Not that I like. That's feeling that she's still hurt, and she didn't come out. And then even the attack wasn't as crisp as say I can to say Cody coming down, suddenly he's healthy and he beat everybody up. What happened to going down the stretcher? Other thing. For that. So, but yeah, she's selling the injury. Like couldn't know she's going to get hurt. She's hurting herself just to hurt. And then she goes straight. So I thought it was great. Bill's segue into their feud kicking off now. Now, Sasha should go forward. She's still hurt. Probably they're telling you can't. Well, we don't want you to come back. You're not medically cleared. I'm going to sign. They're probably going to do a lights out match or something where she signs a waiver. Lights out match. Anything goes. I just want to get her back and everything. And we're not going to sanction it. That would be the logical step for that. If I was, I don't know if they're going to. SmackDown has been better creative than Raw. So if this was on Raw, I would probably be no. SmackDown might go that route and everything like that. So, but I thought it was fine. What do you guys think? I take your silence. Do you agree with me?
No, yeah. I do actually. I mean, I enjoyed the match for what it was, but it's like I think it was good.
No, it was a setup.
That was that, and I think I don't remember. I think it was our chat where I said that. I was even like, yeah, this whole entire thing felt like a setup for the confrontation between Sasha and Bayley, which I think it would have.
Well, I knew
it probably would have been that way even if Nikki was competing that night.
Yeah, it was going to happen that way anyway. Yeah, it was going to happen that way anyway. It was just that Bayley would have beat her, and then Sasha would have came.
Yeah.
So it went that route. So yeah, even if Nikki was there, it was still gone that way. And I predicted that Sasha was going to show up anyways. I said in the prediction Sasha could probably show up at the end of this match, and she did. So I was right on that. So, and you seen that, Chris, or you said your piece on that one already?
I mean, we're good there. You can go to the next match. Let's do it.
All right, so the next one is the ambulance match, if I'm correct in that regard. Yes, ambulance match for the WWE Championship. Randy versus Drew match, basically. So what do you guys think of that one? I want to hear your guys' thoughts before I say something on this one.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Sorry, my mind was going.
Ambulance match, Alex.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, no. Overall, okay. I was thinking about this like when during the show itself because I don't like saying that matches go too long or too short. I don't usually have a thing about how long a match is, but I felt like this match went maybe a few minutes longer than it probably needed to.
I think they were stretching it out. I think they were stretching it out
because the main I have a very specific thing about the match that I could feel the one part of the match where I felt like it was starting to drag a little bit was when they took their little brawl to the backstage for the one appearance by Christian just to come back out to ringside where the ambulance was, because I feel like they were trying to stretch out those few minutes because obviously they had at least one entire match that they cut off. But and that's because think about it, you had like
I think they added 15 minutes.
Right, well, because they how many people did you have coming back to bite Randy Orton in the butt from his past? You had Big Show.
Pretty much everybody he's taken out.
You had 3 people during the match, and then obviously the 4th at the very end. But like that's just it.
Well, it would have been worthwhile if they brought Edge back.
To me, it's just the fact that they went backstage for one of those that felt like it was starting to drag, because they could have had Christian come out to the ring to do a thing.
Yeah, I think I agree. They probably called an audible on that. Let's take it all the way back.
That way you could justify it. That way you justify it running a few more minutes. Like, I don't think it was that much longer, but I could just it was the fact that they were doing stuff at the ambulance, and you had the spot where the door gets broken off, and then they go backstage, and I'm like, that's where I kind of felt like there was a disconnect in terms of like this is where the match is starting to go past what it should have gone to, because I feel like the door getting broken off could have still led to them staying by the ambulance and doing the rest of the stuff.
I think it was the door getting broken off probably would have led to them going onto the hood of the car, and then him going through the hood, him going through the glass, and then up on the roof, and then that. I think that was the original call.
And again, to be honest, that's not a major gripe. That's just me recognizing, because I don't usually do so. I don't usually catch things like, oh, this seems like they didn't necessarily need to do this, but this was kind of evident to me, and that to me says something. But again, it's kind of like they still did the thing where they got people from Orton's past beating him up for his transgressions and leading
I
into
like
the
that.
finish. I also felt a little weird about the finish because it was like just. But again, because in my mind I was like, come on, hurry up and close the doors, or you're. I need you to win this so I can have my clean
Well,
sweep.
he was trying. You were only there because you want to win
Yeah,
the
no,
competition.
exactly.
You want to clean
But
sweep the
like,
competition.
but I
So you want to
mean,
go. You want to
again,
be
the
perfect.
finish was
But no.
good. Like, the match ran a little bit longer than I was expecting, and again, I could tell where it seemed to not necessarily need to be. But it was a
Mhm.
good match, and it was a good finish. I'm a little bummed that Orton lost,
Your thought?
but it was a good match.
A
A
little
little bummed,
bummed.
but
You didn't
yeah.
see Edge.
I feel that. I think the one thing that I would say is kind of hard about these matches with Orton and McIntyre is they both work at a slow pace. And there's really no chance for a change of pace between the two. And I think the match could have benefited from changing the pace a little bit. Just changing it up because it's just a slow slog the entire way through. When Big Show came out the first time, I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's interesting. And they're going to go to the finish now because he just got choke
Right.
slammed. And then
And
they
then
just
it
kept
kept
going. Shawn Michaels, Christian
I
eventually
yeah,
appeared.
I made a
It
little
was-
bit of a joke at one point about the fact that it kind of felt like what's the term I'm looking for? It kind of felt like they looked back at the Last Man Standing match that they had at WrestleMania, and they said, "How do we do something like this but involve an ambulance?" Because that's what it's like. It was similar pacing in that regard. I thought.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was just very, very long pacing, which I don't say it like affected my enjoyment of the match
Yeah.
because they still had the brutal spots were there when they were there. I think there
Oh,
was
brutal.
they could have tried to get rid of some of the downtime, some of the. I'm gonna hold my face as I look at my
Right.
opponent as he's
Exactly.
struggling. that
Well,
thing
There were
that they do.
there were sub dips, but it wasn't
I'm fine with that.
terrible in terms
It's
of that either. So yeah,
yeah, which it's just kind of
No, I honest with you, I liked it. I thought it was well done. I was like the surprises
Yeah.
of it. You had you started out. Drew is a house of fire. Drew is basically trying to smash him, and then he gets the upper side, and you're like, oh, he's going to punt him, and then that was surprising. Big Show grabs his leg, and Big Show looked great. Oh man, Big Show looked like what he was back in 2000. I was like, wait, he's thin. What the? So he's been working out again. And then then he got to take over from there. So yeah, I thought it was gonna be in the match too for a second. I was like, well, he's just gonna put him in the ambulance. And then they went back there, and then they had Christian show up, and I was like, okay, now it's the Randy Orton Revenge Tour. So basically, everybody he's beating up. I was like, I thought Edge. Now, the one missed opportunity is no Edge. And I thought
right, but he's
Edge,
got a torn pec. He can't.
well, he could have just done a spear and everything.
No, I mean he's
the
got
torn pec.
torn pec.
Oh.
Like
He could have wore the vest underneath.
well, but he's not clear for contact. So you
Right.
can't
He's
even
not
have
clear.
Yeah.
show. Like
that sucked.
we
But,
saw that in the main event too, where Jimmy Uso came out, and he's not cleared for contact, so nothing
Yeah.
could happen to him.
So I thought it was fine. I enjoyed, it was brutal. Him going into the window. You can legit that cut his back. You can see his back cut up. And then Shawn Michaels with the super kick. And Orton, I will say this, Sweet Chin, and I will say this, Orton always sells that so great. He sold that like he was dead. And then Michael just kind of pushes him off.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, Michael's just like, doop, and like, douche. And then Orton does the slow cockiness. That was funny. And then he does the slow cockiness where he's got the win. I got this. He's laughing. I got this. Now you get that horror movie look on his face, like, oh, maybe I don't got this, like that. And then
this is good, like the pacing.
Yeah,
I think.
Actually, that reminds me.
bit.
That was the only other thing. What did you guys think of that punt by Drew? Because the first time
we're doing Pat McAfee again.
First time I saw it, it for some reason maybe it was the angle, or maybe I just missaw it somehow. but it didn't look that effective the first time I saw it.
No,
But
I mean he
okay.
missed.
So I'm
but-
not the only
No,
one
it
who
was-
missed that.
it was
Okay.
We have to go with I mean, he missed, but there's no way he could do
Right.
that safely.
Yeah, it's the camera
you know.
angle. He
So he ha-
did
so
it.
he
He
has to
graced
miss.
him. But he
Right,
great.
he
He
caught that
great.
on
Kind
camera.
of
It
Okay,
is
well
what
maybe
it is, right?
well maybe my brain filled in the blanks there. Then you're right. No, on the camera
Yeah, that's
angle it
what
looks
it was
good.
supposed
You're
to be.
right.
The angle.
But I think
The angle.
I mean,
The
his
angle
head
of
is
the
here,
camera.
and the foot goes like
yeah,
this.
no, you're right.
Yeah.
I think,
So
We're
He-
looking at
he-
it this way, so we can
Oh, yeah,
kind of
yeah.
see
Yeah.
it because
I think
thing.
you're right.
And-
I think it was my brain kind of telling myself there's no way that was supposed to look like that.
Well, Orton. Well,
But I think you're
Orton.
right.
Orton does a good job of selling it too. Orton
Oh
sells
yeah, you're
it
right.
too, just at the right
the
moment.
selling of it was like him.
Yeah, Orton sells it like he's been.
Yeah,
he's
the
been
way he
killed.
sold it.
Basically,
Right?
Orton
Yeah,
looks
I
like
think
he
I caused
died.
a miss, but it doesn't bother me because I
Yeah.
mean, there's really
No,
no way
you're-
to do
you're-
that good.
No way to
because
really do it safe.
He pretty much punted like to the air, like he jumped
Okay.
up, like he did like a football punt.
But
maybe-
you do it fast
Okay,
enough
maybe
and quick enough
maybe
with the right
that's
angle.
what maybe that's what looked so off about it is.
Yeah, he jumped up on his back leg too when he did it.
Okay,
So it was kind of like
I think that was
okay.
it. I think it's just that leg position. But you're right. I think the camera angle made it look
Yeah.
good. Orton's selling made it look good.
Yeah,
and
that was
it
the
played
angle.
well into
Orton's
into
sell,
the
yeah.
ending. Yeah.
That's what it's
That's
supposed to
fine.
be, and that's how it's supposed to be.
Mercifully, the
Yeah.
match was over.
Yeah, the match was over. So, and then you have the cameo by Ric Flair. Woo!
Oh,
I'm gonna
I
drive
was-
safely, which I'll be
and I-
scared. I don't
Yeah,
want
and
Ric Flair
I
driving
thought that
an
was
ambulance
funny
at all.
because I thought that was funny because I was starting to type in the chat that I was in. I was like, well, okay, I don't know what Drew's so excited about. There's no way someone's gonna drive that thing off the stage, out to the back or whatever when there's no door there. And then they cut to Ric
Yeah.
Flair driving with no door. I was like, oh, never mind. I
No.
stand I
You
stand
stand-
corrected. I was clearly in the wrong
yeah,
there.
that was- But yeah, all in all, I thought overall though, fine match, good storytelling. Yeah, like I said, it could have sped up a little faster, and they could have sped it up faster and everything. But I think they were deliberately going slow to kind of stretch the time out.
Yeah, no, you're
add
and
more
that's
time
fine.
there.
Like I
Yeah.
said,
And but
any real grievances I had were minor ones. Like I said, even with the
Yeah.
the pacing and stuff, it's fine though.
And now we have the main event, which is the Universal title, Roman Reigns versus his cousin Jey Uso. And I honest with you, I saw the video, the video package for the build-up, and I liked
Mhm.
it. I really liked the video package. I thought it highlighted their history together, their family, and they always hinted that Roman's always been the one that's been, I've been the top dog in this and everything. You always been my road dogs. I got to beat some sense into you now. And Jay's like, I want to, basically, I want to take top spot now. It's my time to shine. Or I feel like I'm not underneath you. And it is what it was set up to be. And I thought and it really way to showcase Roman as, a new
Yeah.
heel.
Um,
And
I agree.
and it was,
I was just gonna.
and he didn't have the vest. Thank God.
Yeah, I
he's
was
not
like,
wearing
okay,
the vest.
I see what we're doing now. We're actually moving forward. We're actually doing we're doing some changes to his presentation here. We didn't
Yeah.
change his theme
Well,
yet,
he's going to be.
but it is what
Right.
it is. But they at least didn't, just the fact that they got rid of the vest, the chest.
I actually
the
thought they
vest-
changed his theme because at the first I
Oh,
didn't
yeah?
hear it. Like it was just really low. Like, oh, did they change his theme to like something else? But then I heard the refrain. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe not.
He needs they need to debut a new one now. They really do. They need to debut like a more sinister version or something like that. If he's going to be, but yeah, overall, I thought the pacing was fine. Well, was fine. They're building him to be like I said. I'm just beating up his family, trying to say this up as a
Yeah.
dominance. And they may go into, I don't know, they're going to do a stable like that or something. Maybe him as the leader, and the Usos follow his lead. Maybe he's calling the shots now, and they're gonna listen to him. They may not like it, but they might still do it and everything. They might be going that route. I don't know if they're gonna go like that, but that could be it. But yeah, I think it did what it's supposed to do: get Roman over as this is not the same Roman Reigns. He's now complete heel
Yeah.
and everything. And or they could go. That's the influence of Heyman.
Mhm.
Is one that's in his ear and everything. So because they might switch that route. Like I said, they can always go the route where it's Heyman's the reason why he's acting like this. And if they want to ever switch him back babyface, they just have him drop Heyman like a bad habit, everything like that. So they have an out. But other words, I liked it. I thought he introduced a couple of new moves.
Yeah.
He's doing new stuff. What? The jumping leg drop, not bad. Not bad. He did basically the Rough Rider.
Yeah.
Zack Ryder's not there
Yeah.
anymore.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I quite like the. I will say there. So this is the other. This is kind of the other half of the more minor grievance that I had about these last 2, maybe 3 matches. And again, this was another case where it was kind of weird because like I kind of felt like this. Okay, this one I did feel like it went a little bit longer than it needed to, by like 5 minutes plus, because I got the gist of what they were going for, because the whole point of it was, you know, in Roman's eyes, he's trying to show that quote unquote tough love to Jey Uso. Jey Uso is trying to prove a point about like that he's not just like a weak competitor just because he hasn't been like in title contention, you know.
Yeah, no, he's not tag because I'm a tag team guy. I can roll too. I don't have to have my
Exactly.
brother with me. I can be in a
Exactly.
singles guy, and I can fight. And I try to earn the respect.
And I have 2 specific reasons that I felt like maybe it went a little long. One of them is slightly selfish, and that is because on another Pick'ems challenge we had a tiebreaker of how long we thought that main event was going to go, and I had it to like 13 minutes. So after the 13th minute, like, come on, this is going on too long. You're costing me more points in these competitions that don't matter that much outside of personal pride. But
yeah.
But no, the other thing was, and again, this was more of just like, okay, I kind of see what's happening where it's running long because they needed to fill the time left behind by cutting them out. So I understand that. But it was just, again, it was more just the fact that I could tell, I think, because usually I can't tell when that stuff is happening.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You have to bet still. Roman is still. He's been on what, 5 years?
Yeah, he's been there 5 years. Yeah.
So he's still. Yeah, he's still not, and he still is by standards of wrestling business.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I'm getting my numbers mixed up because he was I believe they pointed out that he was a 6-time tag champion. Right?
No, not Uso. I'm talking about.
Oh, we're talking about Roman Reigns.
Actually, I think Roman was 2011 Survivor Series.
No, it was 2012.
Right after the summer.
It was
Roman Reigns. No, Roman Reigns.
Because Survivor Series 2012 was when the Shield showed up. The next month,
he's still not.
Next month was when they had their first match. I bring that up because of that time that they moved TLC to October, just so that they could have a Shield match at TLC. I think in the same arena where they originally debuted as well. They moved the pay-per-view to a different month just to. And then who got hurt? Do you remember? One of them got hurt and got.
Roman got
yeah.
No, he got mono.
And he got
Roman and
no, yeah, Roman was out and got replaced by Kurt Angle.
Yeah, but why I was saying that is I was saying that because he's still not, you would consider, a veteran, so it's not as smooth when it comes to his stretching the time and making it look like he's
in FCW. He's
he's been around for a while. Yeah,
he's been doing it for a while, but he still hasn't got but this is one of the few times now he's leading.
Yeah,
he's
I think this is like
the lead. He's
this is a more natural like leadership role as far as like him being like top guy.
Yeah. Well, what I mean about leading the match is he's the one calling most of the shots. It means he's
I hear you.
Lead person.
No, I got that. Yeah.
So that means he probably hasn't developed that skill yet of making it long without actually showing it yet. You could probably tell it's like, okay, this is going a little longer than you want. for that, but he hasn't developed that yet. That comes with just repetition. But otherwise, basically we're telling the story though. This match itself, we're telling the story. We're essentially
How about
going,
him finally wrestling without a vest on? Like, he's got an awesome physique.
I'm happy. I said that.
Why he wore a vest all these years?
Well, we know why.
I've been saying that since he got out of the show.
I mean, yeah,
he was kind of being. I would almost say he was being hampered by the fact that he had, for whatever reason, had to continue that association with the Shield, even while freaking. Like, he was still doing Shield. Like, he still had the Shield's music for his. I know he. Well,
he's still,
okay. What I'm saying is he still had that. I feel like he still had that as a singles competitor, while his former Shield brethren, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, were tag team champions, and not actually calling themselves the Shield. They were just Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. I don't know if you guys remember that. Like, there was that whole tag team run that they had where they weren't the Shield, because that was after they had broken up already, and I think it was kind of a prelude to them reuniting. But it was like because Roman,
they did that. They were basically
Roman was still doing, like, they were still pushing a singles run for Roman, and so they just put those two together. But they didn't even use the Shield music, because they had a very specific point in time when they reunited the Shield. And so prior to that, you had Roman still using basically the Shield's music as a singles competitor, while you had Rollins and Ambrose using their own theme. While their own themes while they're even tag teaming, and I guess I realized I was starting.
They were basically doing association. They were doing faces.
They were doing that.
He's the face. He's the guy you know
exactly.
Field.
Oh, here's this thing that you love.
So, but they kept it on longer than it should have been.
So
So I'm happy with that. Again, he looked good. He looked great without the shirt. The mannerisms were fine. And then with you got Heyman on big mouthpiece and everything, which works like that with that. And so overall we got him over as now he's this badass. And you could always say that he, like I said, it's tough love, that he did this to establish his dominance in the family. Now I'm the main guy in the family now. It's my time. I'm the guy now. I'm the big Samoan head of the table, which is the rumor is leading toward him and The Rock at WrestleMania next year. Him versus The Rock.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
That's the rumor, and
I don't know.
I just don't know. The only thing I don't know about that is because if The Rock does come back, I want The Rock to win, and the smart move would be Rock has to lose.
Right.
Bring The Rock back in to actually win the match. And because he's not full time anymore, and I don't want The Rock to come back just to lose. If The Rock is, don't bring him back for that. Just keep The Rock at where he is. If you're going to do that, I don't want to go that route. But that's the rumor, is that head of the table thing is The Rock is like, I'm still head of the table here. I'm still The Rock. I'm still greater. And if they go that route, because I feel they do that, they're going to job The Rock out. And it's like, nope, don't do that. And I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think the last time The Rock did that, he tore his. The last time The Rock wrestled,
every time he wrestles, he gets injured.
It's like his
right, and
he gets injured because he's not built for that anymore.
I was going to say it becomes more and more obvious that wrestling isn't necessarily where he needs to be at, especially if he's.
Well, because you can see he's huge now. He's got himself built himself in the action movies now, not wrestling. He had to get himself in the wrestling shape, but still he's going to hurt himself because his body's not built for that.
He's all
blown up
now.
Puffy, muscled out. So I think that's where they're going now. So overall, now, like I said, it was a good match. I thought it was a good storytelling match. You had the other Uso brother come out, tell him you won. You're the head of the family. We get it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, stop. And then, he like that. And you see him. Okay, I made my point.
Yeah, exactly.
Like now, like I said, it might be going down.
Jimmy's also not clear for contact. He had the knee brace on. I'm surprised he went out there in the first place.
Yeah, well,
I was expecting a referee stoppage. I was not expecting throwing the towel. So
all right, but overall, good job. Now, overall, let's wrap this up and everything. I think we're getting a little late here. So, over your guys' overall thoughts on the show. I'll get mine first. Overall, I'll say a B+. I thought it was a good show. There wasn't really any bad matches on there. They were kind of short. There were a couple of short matches, if I want to be nitpicky. But I think everything accomplished what they wanted to accomplish in here. They moved forward most of the storylines. I feel bad for the Garza and Andrade. I think they probably would have been it would have been a good change. Finally have Street Profits maybe chase them and have a new blood at the tag team champions. But hopefully Garza is not injured too bad and we can go that route. Yeah, B+. I think it was a decent show. They had decent endings. No inconclusive endings. We're fine with that. Raw. But overall, I'd say a B+. What do you guys think?
Honestly, I'm gonna go with that same grade because in large part because of the reasons you gave. I was gonna say usually some of the issues like what we had tonight, I don't think I would have been so critical of, but I feel like there were just enough of them that I couldn't feel justified in giving it any higher than a B+. So yeah, I think B+ is a solid shout. So that'll be my final grade is a B+.
Chris?
I'm gonna give it a B. First match, last match, good matches. The rest of it could have been Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I'll give you that.
Well, if it was Monday Night Raw, it'd be all inconclusive finishes.
Well, that too.
It's like this is the only way we can guarantee a conclusive finish is if it's on pay-per-view apparently.
Yeah, if you're Raw, at least SmackDown does some of those, but yeah. So yeah, it was like it was overall as well. So I think we're good there. Now next week is Takeover, and we're going to be doing our live reactions for Takeover. Was it next? It's Sunday, right? Sunday. I'm used to Saturday Takeovers.
Yeah,
Sunday.
Saturday.
And so we do our predictions on Thursday for that one. It's Saturday.
Well, no. Let me check. I got you. Hang on.
Yeah, look it up, Alex. Look it up.
What? You talking about the next pay-per-view? It's October 25th.
Yeah. No, the next Takeover.
Next Takeover.
Takeover is
next weekend, which I think.
Yeah, Saturday or Sunday. We're trying to find. Usually it's Saturday, but
yeah,
is it always Saturday?
I know there was one that was on a Sunday recently, but yeah, they're usually Saturday.
That's how I was saying. Yeah, it's usually Saturday. So it's Saturday Takeover. So we're gonna do our predictions on Thursday for that one, and then the next main roster pay-per-view is Hell in a Cell. I wonder where they're going with that one. Are we going to see they're finally going to do? Are they going to do Bray? They're going to do the Fiend versus Roman going toward that?
Right. It'll be interesting.
I really don't know. They've reset. We got 4 weeks right now to set us because I don't know where they're going.
Yeah, I do agree. This, especially where the Roman Reigns situation is concerned, this feels a lot like a reset because I don't think you can drag on a feud with the Usos or whatever.
No, he killed him.
Jay's gonna have to be out for at least a week, at least 1 or 2
Hopefully.
weeks to kind of sell what happened, and then come back, and then you can do a feud like that. But otherwise, I don't know what's gonna happen next. But sometimes that's okay. Sometimes there's a certain amount of intrigue to that.
The next step would be Big E.
Yeah.
You can have Big E come out Saturday, and he's pissed about what you did because he may say Big E can go. I have my troubles with the Usos, but I respect them. What we did was not, and then you go that everything like that. But we'll see where they go with there. Let's see, is there any Bayley? Probably, I know the one Hell in a Cell is probably Bayley Banks versus Bayley. That's probably Hell in a Cell.
Probably, yeah. All right.
That's the closest thing. All right, so Alex, take us out.
It's funny because on Thursday when we discussed our predictions, I know we even said, we're probably not going to worry about doing like a punishment for whoever loses. And that's too bad because I'm very proud of the fact that I actually won this by 1 point. Because I was the one who picked the right person in the triple threat to...
Right, yeah, I mean, that was the difference.
That was the only real difference.
That was the difference, man.
But...
that's a deal difference.
That's okay. But, it's a moral victory, and that's good enough for me. So, anyways.
Oh man, Yeah, see, don't rub it
I
in
know.
because you might run a time where you try to do it and you're gonna lose. You're gonna
No,
lose.
you're
Karma's
right,
gonna
you're right.
get you. So be happy, be gracious in your victory because
You're
you know
right.
that's gonna boomerang on you.
So, anyways, so this has been fun. We should do this again sometime. You know, maybe in about a week when Takeover happens.
Yeah,
Um,
about a week.
but until
Yeah,
then,
we'll do that.
well, yeah,
It'll be
Thursday when we
Thursday.
do our predictions.
We'll do
But
it
until
Thursday, too.
Thursday, until next time, I've been Alex Smiley Plays. You can find me on Twitch at Alex Smiley Plays on the Twitch. I realized I said that twice. Find me on Twitch on the Twitch.
It's the Twitch.
Chris has been Chris. You can find him at T-Bone is live on the
Yep.
Twitch.
Sundays and Tuesdays, right here on Twitch.
James has been James at JJTitandog70 on the Twitch.
Yeah, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays.
Yeah.
Maybe
Y'all
Tuesdays
are
too.
making
sometimes.
y'all are making
So
y'all are starting to
you'll see
make
me
me jealous of having actual streaming schedules.
Just say, be like,
You know
Wednesday
how.
and
My schedule is a guideline.
Fifth.
Okay, it's not set in stone.
Friday.
But yeah,
Mine's a guideline.
other than that, you can check out our YouTube channel, which is in chat, but you can also find us at Power the number 2 the Smarks on the YouTube. You can also find us on a good chunk of social networks, including Facebook and Twitter, at Power the number 2 the Smarks, and you can find our webs and
Discord.
and you can find our main website at OccupyProWrestling.com with plenty of links. And yeah, if one of these days I'll have to work out getting the invite link, but you can also find us on Discord. We have a pretty good community on the Discord. It's quiet sometimes, but who knows? Things can always change.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you.
Well, we're always there. Come over. We're always
Got
there.
over
Come
100
and hang
members at
out.
this point, so you know.
Yeah, you come hang out, talk wrestling, talk anything else. We're
Exactly.
always there.
We'll
So
shoot
you're
the
gonna find
breeze
one
from
of us
time to
there.
time. It's great.
Always.
So yeah, until next time, you know, it's been fun, and I look forward to watching more champions clash in the future. And we will catch you guys next time. Have a good night.